It's cool, though, because it feels like it gives Lambo... I mean, I feel like this is the best shot for Lambo.
Rebellion versus Team NV.
Does that make sense? I feel like this is the best shot for Lambo, but it's actually the right call in the series for Team NV, you know? That's what's so cool about these playoffs. The format's very fun. Like I said, I genuinely believe, like, it's kind of good for both sides. Like, both teams have got to look at this and say, well, this is what we got to do as NV, and Shopify won't be upset about it. All right. Lambo top left, Creator bottom right. Away we go. Wardy underestimating Creator? No, I'm not. At what point have I underestimated Creator? Hello? I just think Bunny is the better option than Creator. I didn't even say, I mean, I don't even necessarily think Creator is the favorite, but I didn't say anything of that sort, so don't, I don't know about that one, man. I called Creator bad? Oh my god, you guys are the worst. Now, let me get a prediction up for you all. Had to end that last one quickly, huh? What league am I again? You wouldn't know me. Out of your league. Alright, hatch gas pool. Coming in. Gateway getting set up. Let me get this all started right now. There's that drone trying to get back on top of that mineral patch. Little bits and pieces so far. At the start of this game. SG again, Cosmic Sapphire, that bottom left gold base has got to be something that stays in question here, something what you've got to be, you know, having on your mind that can be used by a Zerg. We have seen some Protoss players kind of get crazy and try to take that base. So that is also a possibility that maybe Creator gets a bit wild. It hasn't really worked for the Protoss players I've seen trying to do that, but some of them have tried, for sure. Some of them have tried. Freddy yesterday showed up, had some pretty strong PvZ against both Armani and Sue, but I will look back at that and say I really feel like that was more Armani and Sue didn't play great versus Creator playing well. That's not to take away from Creator. I mean, he played it well, he played it correctly, but Armani and Sue definitely were not playing their top-level gameplay yesterday either. So it'll be fun to see what he can do against Lambo. Starts with the proxy Stargate, so immediately he's going to just try and take this into a situation but he's in control of this game from the start. Get in, get some early work kills, cause some chaos very early on. Overlord peels away to the side. Adept is just going to be shading around here and there, and our link speed is starting up on that side of Lambo, so bringing that up and running for the moment. Goes the Adept, going to go shading on by. Into that natural, not much going on. Oracle is about to finish up. I'm just going to be seeing how first Oracle is going to make a move. So second Oracle is going to start. Obviously, it's very soon before, you know, it's very close to Lambo seeing the main base, no Stargate, and then you realize, uh-oh, proxy. So you go now, there's not going to be spores up, and this is where you can get some damage done. Now, 2 queens were there. Oh, that's not good. He misses the third drone kill, and he takes extra shots on the Oracle for it. So, yeah, that was just not quite it. And only 2 drones going down to begin with. Obviously, we will get at least a second Oracle out. There is a world where Lambo can try and deny this Stargate now. He sends Lings out to try and hunt for it. And we'll find it. It just means that getting the third Oracle out is very unlikely. I'm pretty sure Creator probably planned around getting 2 Oracles out here. Because obviously at this stage, Lambo's always going to know about it. And it's unlikely you want to keep an Oracle by the Stargate to defend the pylon. You want to get over here and be aggressive. Oh, he does not find that drone either. Oh my goodness, this Oracle does nothing at all. Great defense from Lambo to begin with. And Lambo gets off to a very strong start so far. Twilight Council coming in on the back. As the Stasis Ward will complete. Drone gets caught. Yeah, just trying to find something out of these Oracles. We're going Twilight Council and extra gates. Did we have a Forge already? Don't think we did. I think it was just the Twilight Council and gates on the way up so far. So, trying to move into that blink pretty quickly for the moment. Get that set up, get that started ASAP here. Get that underway. It's gonna be, oh, it's gonna be Glaives on the follow-up. I guess that makes sense when you're adding gates and no forge or anything else as well. So Stargate into Glaives. Lambo building a Rotron, getting a lair online. Obviously, it's all about having, you know, units set up preemptively for this. That's definitely going to be a very important part. So get this going. Extractor comes down over here as well. These couple oracles are looking around. The queens are there to push those oracles away a little bit. We are going to place that fourth hatchery down on the left-hand side. Coming the Adept shit now. I mean, Lambo is making a roach, but he's gone back into drones. Did that Ling see the Adept shades? I believe he probably did. As we start to move up this top side, Lambo has started up additional roaches, but remember that came in after he was already building some extra drones, so it's a 70 drone count from Lambo. Roaches need to get in here, and they need to start splitting up immediately and defending everywhere these Adepts could be. Love the Revelation. Push back some of the creep spread before we start to shade here as well. Going to shade in that direction as the Adepts will threaten this mineral line. Going to get 2 queens already. It's actually a very strong start over here as well. Gets 3 queens. It's a wall off here, but we will break through that as well, and we can maybe pick off a couple roaches right now. I know the mineral line and drones is very tempting, but I mean, I feel like a couple of roach kills there might not have been bad. Right now, the Adepts are all over-firing onto singular drones. They shade back over here. The Oracles try and get back in. It's only 4 drone kills so far. I mean, we are killing a lot of queens, though. That's a lot of disruption. Uh-oh, drones are dying. 9 workers going down. Adepts on the left, on the center here. Wow, okay, 9 drones going down. Plus, honestly, a lot of queens did die here. As we set up one Immortal, we want to make sure we're safe against a counterattack. And start up that +1 and a second Stargate and a second Robo. My goodness. Why are we building a second Star? Oh, it's because it's not a second Stargate anymore. It's just the first Stargate. Because obviously the top one's depowered. These Adepts will die now, I think. Okay, Lambo gets a lot of supply out of this, but his army supply is really high and his worker count is low. He's looking for a bus. What are we going to build off this Stargate? I mean, right now, Creator needs to get rid of that 4th base. That is 100% not necessary in this. Completely unrequired. This is going to be rough. I mean, Twilight Council's research and charge. Obviously, you've got no Adepts left, so you don't have any Glaives available. We'll have Stasis Swords to try and help out. We're going to see the Queen coming forward, so you know the Queen's here. Going to try and get the Queen killed. Don't go too far, though. You get a Queen, but you lose, what, 2 Zealots? Stasis on this right side gets only a few roaches. This Immortal has no way of being saved. It's not even near the battery. Stalker's warping in. Super Battery is going to pop, but this is a lot of units from Lambo. And this attack, I think, is going to wipe the floor with what Creator has over here. As Lambo comes across with way too much. And yeah, he's just not going to be able to create and maintain his units at all. And that is going to be created the facial expressions to tell us that this game is definitely not going his way at all. GG's, Lambo takes another. And the Rebellion continue to stay alive. Lambo, big sip of water. Though from this ZvP, let's see how this goes. Let's see what Creator wants to do here as we get set up into game number 2. Lambo in the top right, 2-0, is going to set this series to be completely level, despite the fantastic start that DRG gave them. Bottom left, a win for himself will put Shopify Rebellion on 1 map loss, and they are out. Obviously not ideal either. Obviously something we would typically also like to try and avoid. Probe just on a little patrol here early as we get ourselves going. See what's going to be happening as we get established. Tense games, man. I mean, again, so much of this clan war revolves on every single result right now, you know? So, every single one of these games result is so important. But honestly, that's why I love this format. This format does feel very... Like, every map is very impactful. You know, every map really does matter. Every map helps you out, but you also don't just have, like, the star players showing up, they have one bad game, and that's it, they're out. You know, they get that second chance. I honestly, when I first heard about the World Team League format, I was like, what the actual bleep? I really have grown to love it over the last couple of years. As Lambo run star with a cancel pool. We'll see how far you can go, man. I don't think he's quite at the levels of super crazy just yet, you know? We'll see. If he can 2-0 here, get a map of Bunny. Then, then I'll get super hyped. It's already said, I can't believe you won against DRG with the way the games were going. That first game especially was super insane. It was really sick. Well, let's get going, guys. Let's see what happens as we, again, continue to get ourselves underway. Obviously waiting for oracles to come out. Looks like Cray's not going to do anything too crazy. Larger maps, he's pretty much always opening with the Stargates. But he has shown us, you know, reason and want to plan and play differently on the Stargate openers. So, already shown us that a little bit in that last game with the Blaves follow-up. That's something we've definitely come to enjoy. But, yeah, this time already, Oracle into Void Race, a little bit different here right from the start. Let's see what else he's going to bring to the table then. Well, Stasis Ward coming down around the back. Drone is going to get caught in that. Just the one, though, so good response from Lambo, not allowing the Stasis Wards, the Oracles, get too much done in general. The Oracles have been pretty minimal in that last game as well. They're pretty minimal effect. Even considering that was all starting off on a proxy as well, right? So, yeah, that was nice to see. As this Overlord will go down. Oh, wow, a second Void Ray. Wow, we're actually going to play straight up Stargate style? Void Ray style? I mean, that's something which is very out of the current meta. Like, a Void Ray into a second Oracle and, like, playing around there, sure. But, like, an extra star Void Ray, we are going to drop Twilight and the Robo. Just going to be, what, like 3 to 4 Void Rays? To initially play that defense with, bit of harass. Then you play the Blink Stalkers from there. Very curious. Oh, do we even go to 3 or 4 Void Rays? Maybe we just could at 2. Okay, he's going to add a third. I think 2 is such a random number to stop at. 3 or 4 actually can be still a scary harassing force. Can really help you in case you feel like Lambo's going to be very aggressive with like purely roaches and try and hit a timing where he's going to punish you for trying to go into the Blink Stalkers or so. So a few things that can be thought about. Things going through, going to look for the Adept and just going to try and see if they can grab that, shut that down as the next Void Ray pops. Oh, Prism and Charge, and then Archons. Oh, wow. That's completely off what I thought it was going to be. I guess it makes sense if you want to build Stalkers and you're building Void still. I mean, it's just very expensive, right? You've got Chamber, saves the drone. Still another cancel, though, right? Which is still a bit more money drained from the bank there. Reasonable, though. Reasonable. Feelings trying to move their way around, not really finding much luck at all just yet. Just going to be seeing the probes actually have to pull away. They might get themselves a couple kills then, so a couple kills going down. I mean, Creator is setting up for his attack very soon. Archons morphing, charge, finishing, Prism moving across the map. And I assume we're going to have the Void Rays to support this, or at least attack elsewhere at the same time. Unless we leave the Void Rays fully in defense mode. I feel like it'd be a shame not to bring the Void Rays across, though, to help out with this, because this could be very scary. Lambo is on his way to a Spire. As he's obviously seen the Stargate units stacking up, he might be thinking, okay, Spire may need Corruptors here down the line. Obviously, in this case, you probably don't need Corruptors, as we are just going to come in 2 Voids, 3 Voids, 2 Archons, and the Zealots. The one Archon went off on its own. The other Archon sitting back, a few drones already going down. This attack from Creator is absolutely scary. We're going to start by going after that pool initially, which we are going to get rid of. The Zealots and Archons now picking their way through some of these Lings. Can we get another warp in of Zealots here? Do we feel like that's worthwhile? Maybe not. Maybe we just lift up and get out of there. Exactly what we do. I can appreciate the world where you feel like it's just not worth sticking around in that fight, but the Void Rays shouldn't be fighting the Queens. Try to notice that a little bit late. Yeah, honestly, I mean, killing the pool is neat, but then we're actually just going to build some mutas. I mean, that's actually kind of nice, because mutas are a good response to the Void, and, you know, it means that you don't need Corruptors, but you're still making use of the Spire. So I kind of like to see the mutas here. Good way to shut the Void Rays down and stop them hanging around. See a second Stargate, though. Creator builds Phoenix against those Mutalisks. I mean, right now he's just adding on another Void Ray. I mean, I guess if you build a bunch more Void Rays, though, then you can somewhat defend against the Mutas as well. The Void Rays just aren't as mobile as the Phoenix would be. That's usually the biggest issue there. Possibilities are kind of endless for now, though. Show up. I do get rid of an Oracle to start. The preparation against these mutas is minimal. And we start up Phoenix now as well, so Creator actually just wanted to build more Void Rays and get a Fleet Beacon up. He was not thinking about the potential of mutas or anything when he added that second Stargate on. As we are going to have quite a few probes going down already, so Lambo finding some very good value so far. The Prism nearly dying. Here are the Phoenix, and actually going to get a lot of the mutas as Lambo's just running with these mutas. Not turning around onto the Phoenix at all, which feels like something of a mistake. Creator is finding a huge value. Now he stops. Lambo did have roaches coming across the map. He's going to find the mutas again. The mutas at some point have to turn a corner here, so they pretty much have to turn and dive onto this. Oh, Creator with the right target fire could still do very well here. He's going to get rid of multiple more Mutalisks. He's staying out of range. Creator's micro on the Phoenix is really good. Wow. I mean, that Phoenix staying alive, low HP, bringing back. Getting the other one in front, keeping it in range to fire as well. Creator delivering there as he comes through with the disruptor shots to try and zone out that Roach Ravager. Another Roach going down. Opponent pool is only just now finishing building, so Lambo's been floating some money that I assume he would have wanted to spend at this point, so maybe that slowed down an attack he would have wanted to go for. He's maxed anyways, but maybe not maxed on quite the composition he wanted, but I assume he has like Baneling speed, right? So maybe he just would have liked to have had some Banes up and running by now. We'll have to trade out something to free up some space here. That is just a guarantee at this point, so no question marks around it. Just has to happen. Enough Phoenix now to realistically say mutas should be no more. Phoenix that can still be useful as well. You find a few drones maybe, find a Ravager or 2 out on their own. And now Creator's starting to move into carriers. So he's trying to get that carrier force up, move into that later game scenario. Getting set there. Gives him a lot of attention as you see the Phoenix lifting. That's the first Ravager downed already. Roaches here, well, one of those gets lifted off pretty much straight away. Doesn't really do much. Disruptor shot going to help the zone as well, so these roaches won't be doing much either. That's a good disruptor shot. Going to get the roaches again. Force them to split up last second as well, right? Just keeping them very busy. As Creator is now going to force Lambo into a later game setup where he's going to start building Corruptors. Gets a Greater Spire as well, just in case he needs to morph those Corruptors into Broods. Don't know if he'll want to make Broods initially here, but later on, you just want you want to have that option anyways, and at some point you probably do want to build Brood Lords. The just question is here, how soon do you want to build them? I don't feel like it'll be this soon, but I suppose we will find out what the plan turns out to be. Lone Meter on the bottom side, picking away at a hatchling. Couple extractors coming down. A lot more spine crawlers continuing up as roaches, banelings in that top left-hand side as well. When you get rid of this Mutalisk, and knocking that down will open the door to a safer 5th base. I don't know. I don't think killing 1 meter really opens any doors, but I guess it opens the door for Lambo to 2 free supply that he didn't have available till that meter died. There you go. Actually, a pretty reasonable defense there. Some Archons over here. Working on a static defense. I mean, it's pretty hefty Baneling response, but that's not a good trade on Banelings. Holy crap! Oh my god, that was a train of Banelings that did... Well, they killed an Archon, and they're going to kill a second in the end because it walks into the range of the Spine Crawlers, but holy Jesus, that was not good. That was absolutely not ideal at all. Probes going down, these Zealots trying to get through. The Spine Crawlers are going to clean this up. I mean, the Spine defense is pretty good. Remember, we're building into more and more carriers all the way throughout this. So again, higher Corruptors. We even have Broodlords out, so Lambo did decide he wanted to play the Broodlords and this later game army all together. Gathered on the bottom side. Force of Lambo is on the move to the south. Carrier's showing up and getting a few shots off there, chasing some lings away. Gonna knock down this set of rocks as well, so opening that out. Making some space as we do have the lings going to come running on forward. Cannons, and they get surrounded immediately. A High Templar or two of warping in there. They both died. They didn't get to morph the Archon. Well, for Lambo, this is freeing up supply from the cheaper units to probably fill up with more expensive units, I would have to imagine, is the game plan here. That, of course, would make a lot of sense. There's some drones. I mean, Creator is pushing the bottom right side. You know what Lambo doesn't really have is a bit of a Spore Crawler for us, and look at the carrier count. Oh my god. He doesn't really, I feel like he doesn't have the stacked defenses he would really want to properly deal with this right now, so absolutely a little bit concerned right here. Love carriers flapping about just a little bit. So we've seen the Archons want to push up this ramp. I mean, this is it. So that is the Spore roll that he has. Like I say, it's not huge. Predator is absolutely floundering the attack up that ramp. There's a counterattack from Lambo. It says this is mostly an air army across the map. Let's get some counter damage done while I can. And Predator's going to have to find a completely different direction to go in on for everything else. So we'll be starting to find that right here as we get a few more warp-ins coming on through. Feels as though, dare I say, that this is, I mean, it feels as though this army of Predator is obviously very powerful, and Lambo just can't fight without the static defense, which means he's going to lose these extra bases. I want to say, I feel like it's starting to look good for Creator. It just, he needs to find the right fights. I mean, he's obviously been knocked down a base just then from that counterattack. He's actually going to get some interceptors out onto those Broodlords initially. Got rid of one very quickly. Some of the static defense now is moving very far forward. Creator, I was surprised he didn't finish it up. He loses the Prism, so reinforcements are gone. I mean, it's just a messy, scrappy, maxed out fight, right? Here we go again. The Interceptors off to the left side, fighting a Roach. They need to be forward. They need to be fighting the useful, good units here. Probably get onto the Corruptors right now, as in we go. Corruptors are going to make the dive. The Void Rays will activate, but very late on. Taking a long time to come through. Now, there's a few Interceptors left. Can we go after the Broodlords? Queens are transfusing them, keeping them up. Both players have dropped heavily in supply. Neither really has a huge bank. The Corruptor count seems to be gone, and that means that this air army is not being stopped. 7 new Corruptors are building. We are chasing into a lot of static defense to try and get these Broodlords. Creator maybe going a little bit too far over static defense. He's going to keep on fighting. Here comes the extra new Corruptors. A recall away might be on the cards right now. He keeps on fighting. There's a Corruptor that's low HP. He's going to get rid of all of them. It looks like the carriers will not be stopped right now as Lambo is still trying to make extra anti-air. There's a Corruptor on the backside. He's attacking at the same time. Probes are dropping. We are going to get rid of the Broodlords, though. And the Viper will go down with the Broodlords gone. And everything else, you don't need much more. Creator is celebrating. And Shopify Rebellion are going to be facing sudden death on their half. One map loss in this next series. And they are done in this Team League playoffs. So Creator, 1-1, trades out with Lambo. Turns out that was probably a good call. Good job, Creator.